Hi, ladies and gents. Welcome back to another video. My name is Kukulechu, the owner of talkingmusic.com. And today I'll show you how to mix background vocals like a pro. Now, before we get started, I have to send a massive shout out to Master Tough. He realized that my throat is getting better, but I doubt because I feel worse today, but I hope you'll be able to hear everything that I say. A massive shout out to you, Master Tough. Thanks for realizing that my throat is getting better. And I really appreciate your support. Big shout out, man. Now let's carry on then. Now, when it comes to background vocals, the first thing that I do is to get a good balance for the vocals in terms of volume. As you can see, the volumes are not the same. If I play the vocals,
Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me. Wherever I go, wherever I lay.
as you can see, the left and right balance. The first thing that I get right is the left and right balance. I always pen my background vocals hard right and hard left. I don't pen them in between, like 50%, 30%. I don't do that. I always pen them 100% because I want them to sound as wide as possible. Next up, I always group my background vocals into one group channel or one bass channel. The reason for this is because all the vocals were recorded with the same microphone, same preamps, in the same room, same vocalist, etc., etc. So it doesn't make sense for me to process them one at a time because I'll be doing the same thing in each and every channel, which will take away all the CPU power, and that's really unnecessary. So what I do is to process them all at once. And when I add compression to them, the compressor glues them together and make them sound as one, which is another advantage of grouping them into one channel. And now let's hear the background vocals without all the processing. This is how they sound when they are raw.
By now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me.
And then now with the processing.
I go wherever I lay. By now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me.
A really huge difference. Now let's check out all the processing steps one at a time, and let me show you what I did to the background vocals to achieve that sound. First thing I added was the CLA mix hub. The first thing I did was to create a high pass filter in the low end and then a small low pass filter in the high end as well, because I don't want the background vocals to fight for the same space with the lead vocals. So the lead vocals, I might have cut them maybe around 60 or 70. And then for the background vocals, I cut them around 90 hertz. And then for the EQ, I created a high shelf boost at 8 kilohertz just to add some shine to the vocals. And then another boost at 2 kilohertz to bring up the presence of the vocals. And then a small cut at 500 hertz just to remove muddy frequencies. And also a low shelf to remove any low-end rumble, because when vocals are recorded, you get a lot of background noise, like cars passing by or the vocalist stomping their feet and touching the mic stand and stuff like that. So make sure that I remove all the low-end stuff because it's really unnecessary for the mix. And then next up, I chose the blue compressor because I really love the CLA, the 1176 blue version. It's just doing minor compression to remove all the loud peaks on the background vocals. Now let's check out the background vocals without the CLA mix-up, and then we'll check it out with the CLA mix-up. I'll just keep switching between with and without. So this is without.
I go wherever I lay. By now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me.
As you can hear, with the EQ, the vocal sounds more open, brighter, and it's much more clear and cleaner. So let's check it out. This is without.
I go wherever I lay. By now you should know I won't lose my way.
And this is with.
I go wherever I lay. By now you should know I won't lose my way.
And that's it for the CLA Mix Hub. All I did was to create a high pass and low pass filter. I added EQ and then a compressor. The compressor is not doing much at all. It's just taking out the loudest peaks. And then next up, I added the 1176 emulation by CLA. And this is the vocal without the compressor. What I did was to use serial compression in this case. So I added 2 compressors because I want to compress the background vocals more as compared to the lead vocals. So instead of using 1 compressor, I used 2 compressors to get a much cleaner and transparent sound, because when a compressor is working hard, it doesn't sound good. You get a distorted sound. So making sure that the vocals don't get distorted or choked. That's why I chose to use 2 compressors. So this is without the 2 compressors.
I go wherever I lay. By now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me.
And as you can hear, the vocals is still too dynamic and it won't sit well in a mix when it's like that. So I have to make sure that the entire vocal performance is consistent in volume so that it will sit well in the mix. So this is with the compression.
I go wherever I lay. By now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me.
Huge difference. Now you can be able to hear the softest parts of the vocals and the louder parts of the vocals are at a similar volume with the softer parts of the vocals. So that's really helpful. Then next up, I added a limiter just to make sure that the loud peaks don't jump out during the arrangement of the song. This is to tame out all the loud peaks that the compressor might have missed. It's just to make sure that you get a much cleaner vocal sound. The limiter is not doing much at all. Check it out.
I go wherever I lay. By now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me.
As you can see, it's just taming out the loud peaks that the compressor have missed. And then finally, I use a de-esser to remove all the sibilance sound. So let's check out the sibilance sounds. Sibilants are basically your T, S, and sh sounds. So let's check it out. These are the sibilants. Those are basically the sounds that I'm taming out and removing with the Wave Sibilance plugin. So this is how it is. This is how it sounds.
I go wherever I lay. By now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me.
Without the Sibilance plugin, the S sounds and the T will be really irritating in the mix, and it will make your ears get tired very fast when you're listening to the song. So to avoid that, we use a sibilance plugin or a de-esser. Now finally, I added a plate reverb, delay, and a slap delay to give the vocals a 3-dimensional feel because they were too dry. So this is without the effects.
Wherever I go, wherever I lay, by now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always.
And this is with the effects.
I go wherever I lay, by now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me.
Now, let's check out the difference in the mix. This is without the processing in the mix. And this is with all the processing in the mix. As you can hear with the effects, the background vocals sound open and wider, and they sit well in the mix, and they fit well with the lead vocals without clashing with the lead vocal. That's how you mix background vocals. I hope you found the tutorial valuable. Please don't forget to smash the like button if you like the tutorial. If you haven't done so, please subscribe and then click the notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I upload a new video. Feel free to leave your questions in the comments section, and I'll definitely reach out to you and help you if you have any queries. If you want detailed mixing tutorials, then check out talkinmusic.com/books. That's where you'll find more tutorials about mixing. I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. As promised, I will be doing these tutorials on a daily basis, except for weekends. So I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Cheers.